So, what do you guys want to talk about?
You can call this the New World Order of Wrestling, brother. Put out the caution tape. Put out the orange cones. Acknowledge me.
Hey everyone, and welcome to A Plus Wrestling here on YouTube at Hutch Henry's and over on KPHR Hamilton. We're your hosts. I'm Boris, and as always, I am joined by Hutch. Hutch, how's it going?
Oh God, it's going. I think like what I said earlier when you asked me, man, it's going. It's going hard. It's going fast.
I hear you. It's been one of those weeks. Those weeks.
Okay, so I got to tell you that the Batonga makes me happy. It always makes me happy. I didn't hear it this time. It's the first time we played it and it wasn't in my headphones. Did you? I noticed all our systems are different. I put my name in again, and we got these cool like graphics in the corner. Like, did you change stuff, Boris?
No, I don't think so. It's just we're not using the prefabricated going live stuff. So this is like whatever was there when I logged on.
All right. Well, I had to put my name in and stuff again, and I couldn't hear you. Usually, the other times we've done the intro recently, I can hear the intro, which is good for when I'm not paying attention. So I'm not suddenly like, oh my God, there's 3 seconds left or whatever. It's nice to be able to hear what's going on. Plus, I want to hear Triple H chilling. I want to hear Data more than anything get cut off, because that part makes me laugh.
That's a good one.
Those are my two favorite parts. Batonga, and Data being like, it's below soon. Screw. Shut up.
Always good. It's always good. Man, like I mentioned, what a week. WWE had their Backlash pay-per-view this past weekend. We're going to be talking about that. We'll talk about Raw, and then whatever comes up over the next hour here on YouTube at Hutch Henry's and on KPHR Hamilton. Oh, look at you.
Oh, yes. Did I watch? Yeah, I watched Raw. I watched the Tongan Death Grip. Like, it's already dead. They've already overdone it. Like, remember Ming would like lash out and like grab you? He'd be like, yeah, like, and he'd do this like kind of weird cupping thing, as you know, and then like, and then he'd like bring you down to the ground, and that's it. You get pinned. Like, that was it, man. It was over pretty fast. We were kind of like, oh, so they're overdoing the Tongan Death Grip now. You know what I mean? Like
classic WWE, right? Like they overdo everything. Like literally, they overdo everything, including commercials.
Totally, okay, including the ads. Michael Cole's basically like, it's the most devastating. Like, oh, like I can't remember what he's using. He's like, you know, they find like a certain like adjective or verb, what they want to use for it, and so like they use it all the time. I can't remember the one he's using for it, but he's putting it over like the most devastating, the most torturous, there was something, and obviously not. Like, man, you know what I mean? Like, it should be out.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Or Roman should be, I don't know, maybe Roman should be selling it better. He should do like he's too cool to go like chicken, but he should go like, you got to do something, right? Like jobber it out.
If it's as lethal as we want it to believe it is, why is he showing up 2 days later, right?
So you watch Not That Tom Green? Not Tom Green. It's Tom Green on YouTube and Not That Tom Green. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, like I just recently like binged his 3 like jobber series, I think last night. I was just like, just give me some nice, sweet Tom Green like chill content. Tell me about Joey Maggs. Tell me about Will Riggins. Come on, tell me about them. I just want to hear. I think he does. Does he talk about Reno Riggins? I can't remember. No, but he does talk about Joey Maggs. But anyways. Funny how I can't remember some of the other guys he talked about. I'm like, who were the other guys? It was like I was just like, I was kind of half paying attention and zoning in. You know, maybe we can get there. Thornton's on right now. Thornton, are you zoning in? Are you just chilling out? Are you like, oh, thank God this content is here, so I can just like relax and enjoy it, like how we all feel about Tom Green,
right? But it must be nice. You know what? What have I been watching lately? I've been watching. Oh yeah, ER. I don't know why. I've just been rewatching ER, and it's funny because like I watched this when I was a kid. My older brother would watch it, and it was on, so I was watching it. It's just crazy how many episodes and how many storylines and how many all that. I remember. It's quite crazy.
Right on. See, well, Joe's multitasking. He's watching Survivor as well. That's kind of what I was doing with Tom Green last night. So I'm trying to think, what am I watching? I was kind of watching Blacklist for a while, but then it got a little bit like. Starts to get a bit weird where I'm like, wait, you know, like because you binge it, you can remember what happened 2 seasons ago, and you're like, but this is wait, you know, And like, I feel like it came out when TV was still TV. So they were like,
yes,
come on, it's like weekly. And if you miss a bit, it's like you can chill between them.
TV is so different now. It's so crazy. Like when you think about like, when we were growing up, having the 22 season episodes, where now we're lucky if we get 10 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of into The Mentalist right now because it's really chill as
Ooh,
well.
That's a great show. That's a great show.
You just kind of like, so then every once in a while, Red John's there, and you're like, oh no, Red John 2-parter. What time is it? God damn it! I'm supposed to be able to chill out while watching this. Just manipulate some middle-aged lady and let's get to the end of this. Come on.
Exactly. That's the way that should be. But speaking of doing side quests and missions, you had quite the Saturday. Want to talk about that?
I mean, yes. Well, if we talk about Saturday, I was going to segue maybe into something else, but Saturday was kind of fun. What did I do? I went to Brantford for the Brantford Comic Con, and I was going to film the Brantford Wrestling, but instead I lent them my cameras, and they're all right here on the floor right now to be like streamed out and sent off to them. I've just been very busy this week. But I did go to the actual Comic Con itself to help with some setup, and I interviewed Vampiro. You know what? I didn't actually interview Vampiro. So I went there and I was like, hello, Vampiro. As you know, it would not be my first time meeting him. Newsflash to the universe: Vampiro is still a useless twat. He is a twat of a human being. But I went and I was like, hello, Ian, how are you? He's like, hello. And we chatted for a few minutes about what he wanted to talk about and what he specifically did not want to talk about. Vampiro never wants to talk about his career, does not want to talk about Sting, he does not want to talk about WCW, he does not want to talk about his career. He'd rather talk about just other cool things. And maybe what he's doing now in his career, which is always a million things. He's like, oh, I have Alzheimer's and I have cancer and I'm like, I'm already dead. I came back to life twice and I'm working on 10 projects. Here's all of them and I hate wrestling. So there's Vampiro.
Right.
But so we talk about what he wants to talk about quickly. He's like, we got 10 minutes. He's like, great, let's smoke a joint. Perfect. You go outside, smoke a joint with his security guy, talk about what he wants to talk about, go inside, side of the ring. Some dude who's like loosely affiliated with the Comic Con, like runs up to the stage, grabs the freaking mic and is like, everybody okay? Man, I'm so happy it's finally that time. Tells everybody about Vampiro. He's this, he's that, he's this, everybody, it's Vampiro. And he like comes up and he's like kind of starstruck and like asks him a question. And he like looks at me and I just like, you want to do? He's like, can I? And I'm like, fuck, you go right ahead. Like, and now I am not that displeased that I don't have to interview Vampiro.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I'm like drove here for no reason, but that's fine. I'm here with the boys. We'll hang out. If it wasn't for the fact that there was a miscommunication with the show, I was like, hey, I'm not staying for the show either. Everything's screwed around here. I'm going home. But during this time, immediately this guy, his first question to Vampiro was, one thing is like, Vampiro is very contradictory. You could literally tell him that the sky is blue and you'd be like, well, it's kind of, it's like navy, really, like he's guys. So this guy immediately tells Vampiro about himself, which is, rough to do in an interview. You don't tell somebody about themselves. It's tough to not do that because you want to segue into a question, right? You want to be like, so the time that you were here and you want them to talk about a specific thing. So you're like, you were talking to blank and supposedly this happened. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, no, that didn't actually happen. That's just a rumor, Like you don't want to get into that stuff. This guy went straight into all that stuff. He was like, so you started your career here and then you were there.
Oh my God.
And you were a jobber for this guy for like freaking 4 months here. And then just Vampiro's like, okay, so that's all wrong. And when you use certain terms, it's just like right away, I just like looked over at Vampiro security guy who looked over at me and I was just like, nice. This is going to be a fun 45. Let's go. But
train wreck.
Vampiro started getting it the way he wanted because he really wanted audience questions because he's like, it's just easy. So eventually he even said to the guy, let's talk to the audience. After I was like, yeah, because basically when I talked to me, I was like, hey, I'm going to ask you about this and that because it'll help me out for the podcast. And then he's like, well, let's just do questions after that. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't have to do shit. I don't really want to ask you questions because whatever I say, you'll say no. That didn't
exactly.
So weird.
It's funny because like if you met him once, you know how he is, right? Like it's funny because I know exactly how he is.
But hey, fun stuff. He did a whole segment on Milli Vanilli when he was their bodyguard, which I had never heard about that stuff. So then I got that all on tape. I'm so old.
Oh God.
And I recorded something else. I can't remember what it is. I'm so old. But the first part that I recorded, I was like, hey, this is great. I got bored of this guy asking stupid questions. So of course I'm very loud. And Vampiro's not that popular, so there wasn't that many people there. So I could be like, yes, okay. So I just basically asked questions that I was going to ask him when I was on stage. The stuff about, I was asking him a couple questions about Russo and JCW, and he answered those questions. And then like Chris Crucifix was there, and without missing a beat, he like asked a question he knew I wanted. He's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Oh, you're the man, bro." I didn't have to like prompt you. You were just like right onto the other question he knew I wanted to ask. I was like, "Yes, guy." And then somebody asked him about Milli Vanilli, and he went on for like a good 20 minutes about Milli Vanilli, and like that's some fun stuff. I'll put it up online. It's good.
Nice.
So there you go. All in all, good. So hey, if we're talking about Vampiro, before we get to Raw and freaking Backlash, the funnest part is that everybody's leaning into that, and like Danhausen is like so many people are doing it, and obviously Triple H.
WWE actually created a video with all their current wrestlers doing it.
So this is fun. So basically, I had a video that I was going to do this week, and I ended up getting really busy on this production, and I haven't done it yet. So we should talk about what I was going to talk about, which is the new general manager for AAA, which is coming out. They're going to announce it at Grande de Noches. I think Noche de Grandes. I really am getting old. I'm just had a rough week. One of those names, something like that. And it's on my birthday, May 23rd, because we're getting older, baby. Woo! But it doesn't stop, it seems. But I have a little list of what I thought might be the possible names for the new AAA general manager. Are you ready? And I actually like.
Okay, let's hear this.
I have a little intro script here that it would have been me being like, "Hi guys, welcome to the channel," blah blah blah. But we'll hit you with it right now because there really has not been an authority figure like this in AAA before. Obviously, after Antonio Pena died, Marcelia took over. But it's been Dorian Roldan and his father died. Funny enough, the like 2 days after his father died, Vampiro was on a Demand Lucha show and like basically like somberly like talked in the ring for like 20 minutes and brought the whole crowd down. He's like, "Man, my friend is dead," and like, dude. I'm not sick, Joe. I'm over 60, bro. Like, you got to give me more credit than that. Okay, I'm running hard and fast, and somehow still keeping it together. Sadly, I'm still the most nimble
better than others.
I'm like older than everybody I work with currently, and I'm like more nimble and on the ball than any of them. Like the new generation it's brutal. Like I don't know, I can't talk. I don't know what to say, but it's like evident in front of me every day. I'm like, so I have to do all this because literally you guys can't physically. You're all crazy.
Have you ever had the Gen Z stare when you're trying to explain something, and you don't know whether they're stupid, moronic, listening to you, ignoring you on purpose? You don't know which one it is.
Yeah, there's this fun guy because this guy somehow is in the union. There's this fun guy who shows up once in a while to like gigs. So like I'm working with a bunch of guys, and this guy he suddenly couldn't make it anymore this week. He's like, "Yeah, I can't make it for the next 2 days." I'm like, "All right, whatever." So like a new guy shows up. The lady calls the union, and freaking this guy called Storm Shadow showed up. Storm Shadow on the case, man. Storm Shadow does nothing. Like it's a freaking art form. Like literally does nothing. Like when you get it to do something, and it's like. It's like, can you go over there and like grab that thing and bring it over there? No. He's like, and he'll go and dude, it's an art form. So he'll do nothing, which is like in itself an amazing art form. And then like when you give him a task, like he can make it take forever. And it's insane. And he'll literally do nothing. And then I'm like, okay, so this needs to happen. And you've been assigned to it. He's like, okay. But lunch is in 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, and this will probably take about 20 minutes. And he's like, yeah. So after lunch, and I'm like, no. I tell you what, we're going to get to it, and you just take an extra 10 minutes on lunch. Like contemplating it. I'm just like, it's mind blown. I'm just like,
amazing. Literally, dude. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah, like, and today he we literally was just walking past us on his phone, like looked at us, kept walking. I'm just like,
even better.
It's insane. It's amazing. But really the reason I mentioned it, like he's not coming in tomorrow. Like it's literally, he was like asked because this is something you would ask at the end of the week on like weekly calls. Often I'm doing show calls, but lately it's been a bit weird. I started a show in a little while, but I'm doing these weekly calls, and often I get called in for production, which is great. So you like work for these like crazy production ladies who really don't know anything about anything except for like stuff, and then they're like, "What like?" And dude. I told you about the computer that I offered you. I'm like, the stuff that I get. They're like, well, we tried to donate these, but there's not enough time. So can you throw them away? And I'll be like, no, that's okay. Like tomorrow, me and this guy Glenn, double N Glenn. I'm like, yo, double N, you gotta get a trailer. He's like, I'm getting a trailer. Dude, we're getting a trailer. I'm getting so much stuff. I told you I got 6 supercomputers. I literally have a friend who's in Army surplus. I called him. I'm like, hey, check this out. And I sent him a video. He was like, I will take that. I will take that. He's like, dude, that's World War I. I was like, yeah. He's like, what's going on with that? And I'm just like, they want me to throw it in a dumpster. He's like, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting a trailer tomorrow. He's like, oh, like it's amazing, Boris. Especially right now with the way film has been. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna go make some money. I'm gonna go sell this stuff.
Right, exactly.
I have stuff like lined up out by the dumpsters, like on all these pallets, and they're happy. They're so happy that they don't have to like fill up like extra dumpsters. So like, this is amazing. I'm like, oh yeah. There's scrapper guys and like people like pulling up, and they're like, so, and I'm like, none of this is yours. All of this scrap is mine. All the bronze is mine. All this Army stuff is mine. All these computers is mine. All that shit's Glenn's. All that stuff is Buddy's. Storm Shadow's taking all that shit, bro. I'm like, and I guarantee he's done nothing all day, but he'll come out kick your ass. You know, I'm like, that is amazing. Like,
oh, amazing.
I was on a show a couple of years ago where it's Australian company. They decided to do their reality show in Canada. So it was Great White North, Tough as Nails, Great White North, but it was like summertime. And so we were in the Hamilton like docks. So like, right, when you go over the bridge and all the steel mills there, we had like part of the Port Authority, right? So like boats, all these boats, and they were actually getting rid of boats. They were like giving us all boats, and literally in the last week, some guy came in and kiboshed the whole thing. We all had boats, and one of the guys on our crew, because I just worked with Scarzy the other day, he has a boat, and he came to work every day in his boat. Like he figured it out after about a couple of days. He's like, dude, he's like, I'm gonna start coming to my boat. He'd show up every day and pull up to the fucking harbor in his boat, like, what's up, boys? It was like hot summer, not like this summer. What is going on this year, Boris? Oh my god,
dude, it's freezing. Today, when I left my place, like I said, I did. I worked with Rick Vive and a couple others. We do these school presentations, motivational speakies events. Anyways, beautiful, sunny, warm. Didn't even think about taking a jacket on the way back home, like around 5-6, right before we talked. Dude, I was freezing. I was freezing my tush off. It was crazy.
Yes, dude. Okay, well, I can't. And the rain. I'm really glad it was okay this week. But man, the rain has not stopped since like September. Rain and snow. Like, and I store doors and things outside. I tarp them, but the winds. Like today,
last night was crazy.
So crazy. Some poor guy. Because where we're actually working, malls are dead now. So Sheridan Mall's been gutted, and it's like a film set now. So we're at Sheridan
Mall.
Mall.
The one in Mississauga?
Yes, but there's still, on the outer perimeter, there's still a few restaurants, right?
Yeah.
And on the front part, so it still kind of looks like a mall. But it's really not. Like, it's all gutted, right? So there's a guy who still goes around and, like, changes the garbage cans and stuff. And this guy the garbage was flying everywhere. His bags were flying everywhere. It was, like, pretty fun. I had a good time today. HM Freddy, what's up? We're actually not talking wrestling, funny enough.
I know, right? I love it. But you know what? Freddy. This is something that a lot of people have been talking to me about, sending messages. Like, you guys always get right into the wrestling. You never talk about yourself. It's like we don't know anything about you. Well, you know what? Because all we have to talk about is Backlash. We can talk a little bit about ourselves here in KPHR. And
I don't know where it is, Freddie. Okay, a lot of people don't know this. The first snowfall last year was the last week of September because it was an early snowfall. And I remember being like, hey, guys, it's snowing because I was working on Interview with the Vampire at that time. And there's so much of that set outside and inside. And we literally have like an inside set that looks like outside. And we had like bringing in mud and making a fake road that goes outside. And we have like horses running into the building from outside. It was like actually really cool. We'd start outside with all these huge green screens everywhere. And they would like run into the building because it was pretty awesome stuff. But why did I mention that show? Something about summertime. I don't know. I'm gone. Shorts weather. Last week of September is when the first snowfall came. So we were all like, whoa, that's a bit early for us right now. And it has been like nonstop bad weather since.
It really has been. I'm over it. My body hurts. My ankle, so when it's cold for a few days or warm for a few days, I'm fine. But when it changes weather from hot to cold, cold to hot, dude, my ankle is just like, whoa, mother effer. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, oh my God, today, I literally, so there's a baby and like coming in these it's pretty awesome actually. Like these two production ladies, I've been working with them all week, and I just found out today they're like lovers and it's their baby together. So I was talking to her because the baby was like reaching out and grabbing my beard, and I was talking to him. She said something about like he really, we were talking about the baby, and I was like, well, like he's really seems to be fascinated with this. Does his dad have like a beard? I guess not. She was like, no, like me and Maddie. And I was like, oh, right on. I was like, Maddie, I was thinking like you were really treating this baby nice. I was like, whoa, Aunt Maddie's pretty close with the baby. Yeah, you must. So this makes a lot more sense because you were all over that baby earlier, but I know it's, so this is pretty fun. But grabbing the beard, this show. Why did I bring up? Oh yeah, we were moving stuff around in this place. Why did I bring up the baby? I can't remember. Oh, it's been a rough.
You just did. You had fun with the baby. Outdoor wrestling shows need the warmth. The well was far too cold. Yes, you had a show a couple weekends ago at the well in Toronto. Because, the smartest thing that Toronto, Ontario, Canada can do right by the lake is an outdoor mall.
Yeah, and last year was really warm, but this year was absolutely freezing. Like, absolutely brutally freezing. I wish I could remember why I was talking about the inside stuff, but hey, I'll tell you about Storm Shadow, why I call him Storm Shadow. Call him the Shadow. We call him the Shadow now because it's just not around. But so I work with all kinds of different people. Today, outside there was groundskeepers, and one of them's a Sikh, and he'd been working all week there. I was amazed. Like he's in, they're doing their thing, and today they were finally packing up all their stuff. And as they were just driving past us, like about to hit the street, like part of our set was like all this like Indian stuff, and I was like, there's these like Sikh, they have their like ceremonial daggers. There's like a full-on like Sikh ceremonial dagger with all this like armor, and they're telling us to throw it out, and the armor's like falling apart or whatnot. But I was like, this dagger's gorgeous. And just as he was pulling out, I like smiled at him, and I was like, hey, wait. And I just like walked over and he pulled. I was like, you want this dagger? And he's just like, damn right I do. Like I put stuff out. We're right at Roche Court there, if you know, it's the Sheridan Mall. So like people are walking like across the front of the mall, and they walk into Roche Court, which is like basically kind of the slums. When I moved out at 17, I lived in Roche Court in Mississauga.
Yeah,
it's the slums of that area.
It's funny that you bring up Sheridan Mall, because just on the other side, like closer to the Oakville side of the world, that's where my grandma had her long-term care home in like those newer buildings that's in that area. Yeah, that's where she was.
Dude, Sheridan.
I know that area very, very well.
Yeah. Well, you got all the walks of life going past there. So I'm putting out stuff we don't want, just putting free on it. Free, take it. So people are taking like luggage, like this brand new luggage, like clothes, like tables, desks, stuff that like, and these ladies, it's not like a construction crew. Like they give us like a pump jack and a forklift and this and that. I'm like, we'll bring in our tools, we'll bring in sawzalls, we'll start chopping this stuff up. But I need a telehandler to crush this stuff. I need to be able to, you've only brought in 4 people to do this job for you, lady. And I'm not going to have these guys swinging sledgehammers all day, because then you need them to go do this for you and drop off stuff. You're putting 2 of these guys in a truck and you're leaving me and this guy here for a while. And it's all set stuff. And so some of it needs to be sorted, some of it doesn't, and then some of it goes in dumpsters. And dumpsters is it's amazing what they will throw out because they don't want to deal with it. Because it's weird. Production has changed lately. They used to sell everything. That's why I was mentioning Tough as Nails before. They want to sell everything. But now it's weird. They don't want to pay people and they just want to throw things away. And I'm blown away. Somewhere along the line, they've realized that buying things, like throwing out a freaking computer, throwing out like an opulent desk, it's easier than like paying people over time and like liquidating and going through set sales and things like that. So that Tough as Nails show,
I know that there's those set auctions that you often grab like once a month in Toronto, right?
Yeah, the Tough as Nails guys, when we were down on the waterfront there, beautiful summer, we were barbecuing. They didn't know anything either. Like they pay us lunch. They either feed us or it goes into our paycheck. We got it on our paycheck because it was weird, and we were all just on the docks and we would just get our own food. And we had a barbecue, so we were just getting meat. So this lady notices we're cooking meat every day, just at lunch, like all this, like cooking burgers and steaks for each other. She's like, well, do you, instead of snacks and like, because they provide snacks and water and things like that, it's part of the union agreement. She's like, do you want me to get you meats? They start stacking the freezer with meat. So now they're paying for our lunches for like a month and a half of this thing. And before some guy came down and was like, no more meats. And we were like, you caught on, eh? Okay, yeah, no meats. So, but that was awesome. Just like slinging freaking meat everywhere on a tangent. You missed
as you would.
On Father's Day. Thank you. It's true. It was pretty fun. Grabbing in the face and things like that. I can't remember why I mentioned that. I was a story about being inside there for a minute. But that place.
And all of this as a tangent to talking about AAA general managers.
Yeah, I was even thinking that. I'm like, I gotta get back to Vampiro and the manager. Yes, I am pretty good about getting back to stuff. That's why I'm upset that I can't remember this one. But the Tough as Nails thing, they didn't want to bring in their quartermaster, which is basically props. In Canada, we call him props guy, but quartermaster. In the Army, they call it quartermaster. So there you go. But he takes care of the stuff. So this guy waltzes in the same day as us. This guy was awesome. He had like a purple mohawk. Like production people are like, awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so crazy on the other side of the door. I mean, as the head of like labor and construction labor and set deck labor, which is really fun. I kind of love this job. Like I'm really good at it. And I love that I don't have to actually do the work anymore. I just tell other people to do it. I'm like, yes, because it's labor. And I was like, got in labor, and I just moved into like management of labor, and I'm like, I'm actually really good at this. It's fun. And I love going through the door and like talking to everybody the way I'm talking now, because they all love me. But then I'm all like, bye. I'm going back out there with these cool dudes because they're all awesome, and they're gonna fix my car, and I'm gonna get a blower for free and all that kind of stuff. I'll see you later. But you guys are awesome too. So production guy comes in with a mohawk. Do you remember the old Droids cartoon?
Oh yeah. And
bro, this guy had like a Droids mohawk. Remember the dude? He was like, and then like down on one side, but like all shaved, but always to the one side. Like, and he was like, oh, this guy was awesome. He was for like, he was a bit nerdy too, glasses, and he was awkward, but he was still awesome. But he came in, and I remember he had like attitude. He's like, oh, you guys are starting today? We're starting today? I think he realized, he's like, wait, they've given me no time to buy anything. So this is a reality show. It's a competition show. So
yeah,
if we're at the docks, so all these 12 guys, and they're all the Australian and American, and the Americans love to sue if things don't go their way. So everything has to be exactly the same. Like this guy can't have a better power washer than me for the cleaning the tugboat task, and that guy can't have a better chainsaw than me for the cutting the logs into sections that will fit through the freaking, it's like Twister. Like we gotta cut a log to fit into the hole and that hole, and like all these different games, you know, and like teeter-totter game, massive teeter-totters you gotta fill with like dump trucks and weird stuff. I'm trying not to swear. Weird shit they were doing.
Still are on the radio.
So he's like, hey, I need to, like, you've given me no time to get sponsors for any of this stuff. Like if you want blowers, you want power washers, you want all these task things, you want like battery powered chainsaws because they don't want to gas around, everything's battery powered.
Yeah.
So you've given me no time to get sponsors for any of this. You're gonna have to buy all of this. I could have got Milwaukee or DeWalt or somebody to sponsor the show, or maybe even Australian, a European company that you guys work with. You know, you guys, nothing. He's like, okay, you're gonna have to buy everything. But then the example of no more time for set sales, these guys were gone. At the end, they gave us a 1-day set sale, which maybe a dozen people came to because they did almost no advertising for it. And the amount of things that I have in my life now because of this show is amazing.
Thank you, Tough as
Nails. Basically, in the last hour, the guy just looked around and looked at all of us and went like, take what you want, guys. And we were all like had like chainsaws, blowers, freaking. If I had a second truck, I'm telling you, man, just like the stuff.
Right?
Thank God, like, oh my God. And on this show right now, like, thank God they're donating some stuff because I'd have new guitars. I'd have new, like, it's amazing. Like these weird production gigs are amazing. Like I'll work 11 months labor on a show and everybody's so tight-assed about everything and every piece of lumber, and it's all gonna be cataloged, and I'm taking, you know, how much Luan we have and how much mahogany we have and all this stuff and how many sheets of metal we have and L-iron and all this stuff that I keep track of, and I get out to different people, and the wardrobe ladies want to know about this and that. Yeah. And we need a table build, like. And then I go to a production thing and they're like, oh, Jay, we're so glad you're here. Here's these people. Can you take care of all these tasks for us? Oh, yeah. Can you just get rid of this stuff? You need to get rid of it. They're like, beautiful. We'll get rid of it. And like this stuff we'll send to donation. And that stuff I think my cousin's going to come get. But y'all, this can you get rid of? And we're just like, sure. And like this one guy, Storm Shadow, literally, she was like, he just said like, walked away on his phone. He was like, blah, blah, blah. You got a truck? You got renting. My head's still like Twitch. I'm just like, so before we get on to wrestling, maybe I got to tell you about Storm Shadow, man. So that's when I started.
Storm Shadow.
Walks of life, right? I gave the knife to the Sikh guy today. Like I love, like I'm working with Abdul. Dooley's so great. This freaking Arabic guy. He's right on top of everything. He was so quiet for the first day or two, and then I started chatting to him like this, like
that's.
And immediately he was like, started being like, okay. We became friends like that. And he was like on everything. I'm like, this guy's so competent. he would be like, we should do it like this.
Flabbergasted.
Like, yes, we should. You should go. Take one of these morons with you. Amazing. I didn't know you were smart. Go. The same thing happened with a guy, Rob, today. He was quiet for like the first hour and a half. The production ladies can be a bit weird. So some people want stuff to be right. They're like, we don't have the right equipment for this. No, but we'll make do. And then they're like,
yeah.
Union guys don't want to work. So he's annoyed. So then he's quiet and like not working too hard because he's like, oh, screw this gig. Then we get to know him. And then I'm like, all this stuff here we can take. Really? Yeah. You want that luggage that you're looking at? Yeah. You put it in your truck. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. He's suddenly on board now. I'm like, hey, cool. Yeah, this guy's cool. I like him. He lives downtown. He's trying to be a YouTuber. Now he wants to be my friend. I'm like, hey, have you seen our numbers? Yeah, you sure you want to be my friend? All right, but Storm Shadow. Okay, Storm Shadow is he's awesome. I don't know where he's from, but he always wants to keep his cornrows meticulous. He always wants to keep his mustache meticulous. He wants to keep himself meticulous. So he wears like full black, like. Just his face showing here. I'm sure if he could cover his mustache comfortably, he would. He's got a little boom, right? He actually showed him on this show without it on. And I was like, hey, what's up? And then he said some things to me. And he was like, you don't recognize me, dude. I'm like, oh, it took me. I'm like, dude, Storm Shadow. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, whoa.
Way too long.
You not in your gear is like crazy. So all black, gloves, everything. Okay. This guy does not want manicure, I'm assuming. I think we're talking like Bernie Mac style guy, he's like, hey, he's awesome. So I dig this guy because he's chill. And like he's got a massive studio. I'm sure it's all doing raps. So it's like we talk music. And when he takes stuff for his studio, I'm like, okay, well, do you want this one? It's like the way you probably get it. He's like, no, I'll take this one for my studio. I'm like, how big's your studio? It's like, he's big. So all he wants to do is music. Yeah. Hopefully he gets ahead on that because he wouldn't be showing up for these gigs. They only take him for one day though. That's the problem. That was probably the baby thing I remember saying. It was something about him coming over while I was talking to baby. And he was like, so am I in tomorrow? And she was like, no. And I think he's always amazed that we all get longer work. He's like, yeah, they always keep you guys on. And I'm like, it's amazing, isn't it? He's like, yeah, they never want me. They always like, don't keep me on. I'm like, maybe it has something to do with doing some work. Like honestly, it does nothing.
Crazy concept at work.
Nothing. I'm telling you, it's like an art form. It really is. It's amazing. Like I think if I want to not be on a show, I should talk to him. I'll be like, how do I get fired? Because like you're amazing at this. So the reason I call him Storm Shadow and not Snake Eyes. Okay, first time I saw him, I'm like, yo, Snake Eyes, what's up, buddy? I love your look. He's like, oh, we started chatting. So we generally work 10 or 12-hour days on film. That's why I get tired when I'm on film. But you will be, as per union rules, you can work an 8-hour day. No one's going to stop you. But if you do that too often, they're going to not have you come back. Just like Storm.
Exactly.
So we're all doing this thing at Sheridan Mall. Funny enough, this is the second time I've been at this location. First time was when I first met him. So I guess he's probably the kind of guy who only takes gigs close to his house too. He probably lives somewhere around here. He's probably like,
1,000%.
I'm not driving to Toronto to do nothing. You can't get me something close for me to get paid to do nothing. I ain't doing it.
Aaron Mills and Dundas, right there.
Yes, okay. I'm not driving far to get paid to do nothing. Are you crazy? I got to pay for gas. Okay. Anyways, so this guy at 8 hours, he's like, guys, I'm out of here. I got to go. Right. So he takes off, but his car is kind of near where we're working. So he was inside for a while and he comes out. I don't know where he was going, but he was wearing, it was chilly because of the winds. He's wearing like a all white, like brand new, like white Nikes. They're looking amazing. White sweat, like matching tracksuit, like all zipped up, like man, meticulous. He didn't have gloves on, but he did have a white balaclava on walking out. Okay. Guys, I guess it's probably just really dirty where we were working too, but he still had his car over there, but I guess he didn't want to get dirty. But he looked great. And I was like, from Snake Eyes to Storm Shadow like that, eh, buddy? And he like popped for that. He was like,
good.
I love it.
That's good.
So every time I saw him after that, I'm just like, Storm Shadow, what's up, dude? And now he's just like the Shadow. Because I mean, where's the Shadow? Is he around? Is over here? Yo, Shadow, where are you hiding, buddy? We do need you for a few seconds. You can go back to doing nothing in a minute. Yo, help me out with this, bro. All right, fine. I'll get back. Goddamn.
What a day. Yeah. What days you have? I love it.
Well, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then
my days are nowhere near as fun. And I work in the tech industry. It's all about AI. How are we going to ruin the world nowadays? That's what I can talk to you about nowadays. I don't have any fun stories anymore. All my fun stories are done. Now it's just like,
yes, I do get.
You guys want a data center where? Okay.
Some fun stuff. Yes. All right. So I guess we maybe should talk a little bit about wrestling, perhaps.
I guess we should talk wrestling here on KPHR right. Hamilton and
I'll hit you with
on
my whole
YouTube.
At Hutch Henry's. Yes, please subscribe, like, share, do something. Let's try and get like an extra 10 views. Like we're thinking small here. Like, come on, we're getting in. Let's trickle them in. But AAA's never really had an authority figure. Now Vampiro has been like their authority figure, and like
kind of,
for a small period of time. That period of time where he was like farting on mic and like doing weird stuff.
I was gonna say when he when they were on Twitch and their shows with him and Matt Striker were just like they were on something.
They were screwed, and he was like an authority figure there, like beefing with Conan at that time, who was then coming back. Conan has also been an authority figure, and like Cybernetico, people like that, but mostly it was like Dorian Roldan. But they've never had an official general manager. There's never been anybody that's like, hey, you're in charge. Like Conan was known as the booker, so when he came out, they knew he was kind of in charge. It's like weird. It's weird down there. It's great. I'm sure if I spoke more fluent Spanish, it would be a little less weird, but it's still weird. And they admit it as well. When I talked to Jordan, he was like, man, it's all freaking weird. But I wrote down over here off to the side what I thought might be our top 8 possibilities for a GM at AAA starting. Okay. So basically, I mean, whoever gets the job, it's going to be actually probably a big power move because the way that WWE handles it is a big deal. World Series of Wrestling has sold out 4 shows in Australia, and the show is going to be shown on YouTube at 8 p.m. Oh, is that like, are we cutting into that time? I hope not, but that's great, dude. Yeah, that's a different time than us, but if you send me the link and the time, I will try and watch it, or I'll check it later on because YouTube allows you to do that, right? The wonders of YouTube.
Yep.
But Chessman, you know Chessman, right? Well, this week Chessman came out and kind of made fun of Dorian Roldan and was like, you're the one, you should be worried, my friend. You're not probably going to get this job. And went into the office to talk to Marcelia. And he wasn't on my list originally, but they're obviously teasing some Chessman. I don't think it'll be him, but nice to see that he was there. Another kind of comedy pick would be Chelsea Green, because immediately she tweeted out that she was like interested in this position. She's like, I will be waiting. And if I want to read my little script here, I would say that she's picking up some serious traction online, even though we all know that it's probably not going to happen. Now, she has already been involved in AAA storylines and has a comedic heel timing and is a former mixed tag champion. And she has
but I don't see her coming. I don't see her going back down simply just because Ethan Page is, on Raw, and let's just completely forget that they were ever together on screen.
Absolutely. I don't think she's going to get that gig, but that would be fun. But she is at least online making a stink about it, because that's what Chelsea Green does. Another person making a stink about it, but probably won't get the job, is JBL. He's on the mic all the time talking about it. Going to get into La Toxitas. When it first got announced, he was out there, Viva la Bracha, the whole country of Mexico loves me. They need me. I know this is going to be me. I already accept the job. You don't even have to go any further. Like all the JBL stuff. Those are basically quote tweets from him. And you're welcome, already saying like, you're welcome, people of Mexico, stuff like that. Like, he's pretty awesome. He's like, if you don't like JBL, you don't like JBL. But like, if you were JBL and you were that rich and you were that, like, he doesn't care about nothing. And now he's doing this. He doesn't care. When that is like telltale, I am king of my domain and I don't care person. And whenever I
the king of side missions, right?
And with the podcast stuff he does is always entertaining. So I'm a JBL fan. But I don't think it's actually going to be him. But we're going to hear him bitch about it not being him, which is great. He'll be all like, like, it shouldn't be me. Sam Adonis, dude, poor Adonis. He's done. Poor guy. And he's like looking for bookings. Like, he got done so dirty. He's like, hard main event scene of AAA right up until they bought
it. Dude, it's so crazy because literally until they got bought out, he was there all the freaking time. It's nepotism's a hell of a thing. And he had the perfect character.
Yeah, it would be good down there. But I mean, I don't know, the way Sam Adonis works. I guess like they just don't want that, I don't know what to say. Like I like Sam, and it must really sting that his like brother is now like the voice of what was. It was his home. It was his place. He was valued. He was needed. He was forgiven for botches. He was loved by the crowd. The guys he worked with loved him. And they took it away. He even moved down there, man. He was in Pittsburgh for so long. And then that's why we were booking him. And then he moved down to Texas so he could get across the border easier. And it was more difficult for us to book him. So we weren't doing it as often. But yeah, man, I like me some Sam. He's a good guy. Although he doesn't want to, like, he says he wants to podcast, but then he doesn't podcast. So I don't like that. You should interview and podcast or tell me to go F myself. one or the other.
Exactly.
And you can put it in a nice way. You could be like, I'm sorry, Jay. You're a really nice guy, and I don't have time. I have so many bookings. I mean, AAA.
It's not you. It's me.
It's not you, Jay. It's not you, really. You're very entertaining with what you do. But
with the yapping and the
Sam Adonis. Gee, what's his trying to remember. We say it every time he comes out. His like catchphrase is basically like the lady killer in Spanish. Oh boy. All right, so that's number 8, and number 7, and number 6. But somebody that could actually be, I guess we could say number 5 countdown. We could say Conan. He should be on the list, but I think we all know it's probably not going to happen, right?
Yeah, I don't think.
Because I mean, if anybody's unaware, he's recently had his leg amputated. He has many health problems leading up to that. I would think they've never ever mentioned it on his podcast ever, but I bet it's probably steroid related because he was on the juice for a long time, and of course a lot of bumps and like Mexican lifestyle. He went hard. When you see some of those like peak Conan matches in Mexico, man, they went hard, man. Because he was not a high flying luchador. He was
those
a
rings.
Yeah,
and those indie rings in Japan.
In Japan, you mean in Mexico
or Mexico?
And they switched to the octagon for a while too, which was a rough.
Yes, I remember those years. Legend.
And he's been with since '92, right? Since AAA started, he's been there, and they made him who he is, right? He wasn't too much in CMML at the time, but he could viably be it in some fashion. But let's see, who else do I have here? There are other veterans too, like Dr. Wagner, really like right? Cybernetico, who has been an authority figure before, and like Chessman, like originally I was gonna like lump them all in under Conan as a legend. But we give Chessman his own selection now since he was on TV. Vampiro, you could put him in there too. I don't think that's gonna happen because it's not happening. But Chavo Guerrero is a very strong dark horse pick because he's deep in the Lucha family, right? The Guerrero name. He is currently, they might want to sign him up to keep him away from whatever might be happening with Lucha Underground, which I think there's not a lot happening there. There was smoke, but there's not a lot of fire, unfortunately. But might keep him away from somewhere else. I think all of his commitments with Netflix, with Glow, and I think he was doing Young Rock. So, and is that NBC? I think. Iron Claw. He did Iron Claw. Like he's very good at choreography and teaching people and working and stuff. So he's doing a lot of TV. That's what he's been doing behind the scenes. He actually started doing that on Lucha Underground for their like behind the scenes for when they were doing their like cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
And it like led into other things big for him. That's his like career basically now. But if they want to bring him in to keep him away from anybody else, he has, if their Undertaker wants to do strict TV, he's been doing TV lately. So he might want to do some talking, and he has the chops to be the guy, right? In the same vein, you could bring in Dario Cueto, who's just acting, like just TV, as a former Lucha Underground guy. They could probably get him away from Court, but Court is like, that's a really good first name for him because he loves to litigate. Like if they try and take Cueto away, like he will sue WWE. He will lose, but he will sue them. He will try his best, and he'll make hell.
Look at the lawsuits he had with them, right? In terms of the TV stuff.
What was that recently?
Yeah.
I just didn't hear what you said because I was still talking because I never stopped
TV,
talking.
the litigation.
Yeah.
Over TV.
Yeah, man, it's constant. Like with him, he doesn't stop. I'm like, is Court his real name, or is that like a weird nickname that I'm just unaware of? Because it's really odd. Like we live our gimmicks, eh? It's crazy. Like it's like you were chosen by your name as a child to be this.
Literally, it's like that's a Latino way.
Yes. So like I've thrown in a lot of people there, but I think officially on my list in number 3 is the Undertaker. He could.
That's my pick.
That's your pick. All right. Why is it your pick?
Why? It's the Undertaker. It's a legendary name. Put him with the AAA brand as they're looking for a TV deal in the US of A. I think that carries something.
I agree.
That's why my pick is the Undertaker.
The fans do lose their.
I have another pick. I wonder if this person's on your list. Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yes, he's pretty much number 1 on the list. I think. I don't think they should pick him, but he would do very well in the position. I don't particularly think Ray's that great a talker. He has it's not that he can't. He's very comfortable doing it now, much more than he was before. He doesn't have a very big range. Like everything is just like it's like this, right? If he was a singer, he'd be a very limited singer. He just like kind of talks at this like monotonish, like he never really goes up or down. And when he does, it's like stays, oh, hey, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's all it's weird. And his cadence is odd. Like, I don't know, but he would gain respect. But it's weird when Ray, like, I want somebody that can get angry and be aggressive. And like, when Ray gets aggressive or angry, it seems odd. I don't know.
But you've been watching AAA the past few weeks, obviously, right? Like, it's been more chaotic. I think the whole point of this is that they're going to get someone who can lay down the law. Someone like an Undertaker, right? Someone like a JBL. Somebody like, who else is on your list?
Well, yeah, I mean, Dorian Roldan, it would be number 2, and then number 1 would be Rey Mysterio. There's not a lot Chavo, Hector, or a Guerrero. Yeah, like Chavo. That's what I was saying earlier, is what I think should be a choice. But what I actually think they're going to do is somebody that none of us are expecting. And perhaps that not even like the AAA fans now, the current fans that are Undertaker fans, Undertaker AAA, they might like whoever they bring in because they're like popping hard for Bayley. Like, she's like, oh my God, Bayley! Like, they're losing their minds. So they might send somebody like weird down there, like none of us are expecting, like
Santos Escobar.
Yeah, or like
recently released, right?
Like somebody like, what's the guy they just let go from Evolve, Cristiano or whatever? Like that guy.
Yeah.
Anybody, and you'd be like, oh, that's weird. Like they just dropped the Pat McAfee ball on us, and we were all like, oh, that okay. Right, so like they could be anything. Although Undertaker, I think, like
Sofia Vergara. There you go.
Sofia Vergara. Yes.
Topanga, Danielle Fisher.
Yeah, that would be. They do have a big celebrity thing going right now, right? But yeah, it's going to be somebody like out of left field. Really, it might be a Lucha guy, but it might not be a Lucha guy. And then you'll get people like Vampiro and other people bitch about the fact that WWE is ruining Lucha, which
again, I go back to the whole point of this is going to be to present AAA to the American TV execs. So, if I was a betting man, it would be Undertaker or Rey Mysterio, just based on the name alone.
Yeah, I think they will probably go with Rey Mysterio, even though I don't want to see it, but that's fine. They got to get Dominic down there more. We'll see. It's becoming an odd product. I'm hoping that this Noche de Grandes, this PLE that they have coming out, is going to be its own show. It's not going to be split up like Rey de Reyes. Hopefully they're going to start touring. That's why I think it won't be Undertaker, because he doesn't speak Spanish. And you're going to need somebody, an authority figure that needs to be able to speak to the audience and to the wrestlers. And like they can't have an interpreter to like a wrestler that doesn't speak English. Like some of the Mexican wrestlers don't speak English. They just don't. I'm surprised we book a lot of Mexicans to Demand Lucha. And you'll have 3 guys show up, and one guy speaks fluently, one guy kind of speaks, the other nothing, like literally nothing. I'm like, hi, goodbye. And he's kind of like glass-eyed. I'm like, yes. I mean, we did. That's it. Bye.
What do you think of the big announcement that they made on Saturday regarding Triple Mania 2-night event now? A Friday and a Sunday.
There you go. Very, very WWE-ified, right? And like they've changed the camera position of the ring, and they're changing a lot of guys. I released a video that actually got a lot of traction. One of the first videos I did.
Yeah, it feels like an NXT product now. Like it feels like that production.
I think Triple H is giving Undertaker is like, letting him do what he wants. But yeah, it's like a second NXT kind of really. If you guys
talked about this.
Triple H has like Shawn on NXT and Taker down there. There you go, boys. You get your own product. I'm going to be up here with these guys. This sucks.
That's exactly it. We talked about this last week. Triple H is just an employee now. And I feel like Triple H keeps his position to keep someone of wrestling knowledge on the main roster. Because, dude, imagine the day Triple H leaves.
Yeah, you will be at the machinations of Pritchard, like just Pritchard, like, and then the TKO execs are listening to him. So he's like the guy. He's like, oh yeah, I think we should this. I think we should that. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, Triple H, fun product, but I don't think it'll be Undertaker. You need somebody that can speak Spanish, right? So
yeah, there you go. Let's talk about Backlash. We got about 10 minutes to talk about Backlash, not a long pay-per-view. PLE started at 6 p.m. By 9 p.m. I was cutting my nails. I was washing my hair. I was letting loose.
If we've only got 8 minutes here, really, then we should do you just want to talk about like Jacob Fatu? Like that's really
that's literally what I was going to jump to. I was going to actually talk about one thing first, and that is the Asuka Io Sky match and Asuka's leave of absence from WWE.
Yeah, most likely it looks like. I don't know if it's renegotiation thing that they turned down, maybe like New Day or whatever. But
reports are coming out that she's got personal things happen in Japan. She needs to go to Japan, and she's stepping away from the ring for a little while.
Awesome.
So,
well,
we'll see.
Me some Asuka. She said she's going into semi-retirement, so that's good. It means hopefully we'll see Asuka again.
There we go. Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, first real foray into the main event slot. Are you convinced? What are you thinking, Hutch?
Well, like we were saying very briefly at the beginning, Tongan Death Grip are kind of overdoing it. I think they could go hard with him and go far with him. Now I'm realizing, Roman's supposed to get injured here. That's why he's not going to be around for June. So it was originally supposed to be him saying, I'm going to be here all summer. And he said that earnestly, but now he's injured because of Jacob. And that's why we won't see him for 3 weeks or whatnot. Now he's on the poster. He's supposed to be in Turin, right? He's supposed to be in Italy, but
so he's booked. They changed his schedule. They did book him for some of the days that he wasn't supposed to be booked. He has a very weird schedule. I think he's doing like the build to Italy, and then he's around for like one date in June, and then July he's back basically.
Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, I'm liking Fatu. I think they could go far with him. Have you noticed the Usos haven't touched him yet, right? Not once.
I was going to say, I have this weird feeling. We were talking about this last week. We've been talking about this past few weeks because Roman Reigns, and you never know what TKO is thinking anymore. Could the Usos turn their back on Roman Reigns and help Jacob Fatu win the title?
Well, let's think about real life. Let's think about Roman leaving soon, right? He'll like work through the summer to SummerSlam or something like that. Who knows, right? He's not going to be here forever. We got to think that Naomi's got to be having that baby soon if she hasn't, right? Jimmy might be on that.
She's already had it.
Yeah, she already had so.
Yep.
She can be hanging around. All right. Well, that takes that out. I don't know, man. Because I could easily get rid of Jimmy for a while, and Jake could have Fatu as his heater, and maybe try and take a position. Not that I want that to happen. I just feel like WWE might do that. But we'll see what happens with the Usos and him and the bloodline. I mean, they've gotten rid of the superfluous bloodline members, so now you got the core guys, right? And Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga are still both touted as the sons of Haku, and the Tongan Death Grip is Haku's move. So and Solo Sikoa is directly related to the Usos, and I mean Fatu is as well, but he's their younger brother.
He's their brother.
Yeah, so that's brother, not cousin, not that stuff. I could they could do something like Fatu moving into the Haku guys, and he gets this group, and then it's Solo. What are you doing, bro? They could betray Solo because he's really the one who's got the attitude. You could totally see them all turn on him, and he can be hey, guys, come on, guys, and then boom, they just thump him, and then the Usos come out to say whatever, so it's the core bloodline, and when Roman comes back, it's the four of them, and it's Jacob Fatu and his crazy mother effers. He's got Tama Tonga and Tala and freaking himself, and who else? Is there another guy still? Nobody else.
Jeff Cobb's gone, so yeah.
All right.
But here's my question to you. Are you tired of this bloodline stuff? Look at as we're talking, right? We have all these different possibilities of things that could still happen. So clearly, we're not at the complete end of this chapter, this book. There's still chapters that can be written. But
I don't think it's going to
want to keep reading.
I don't think it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. You just got to let it happen, man. It became one of the biggest things ever. It's been going on longer. Roman Reigns, even the bloodline itself, it's been going on 4 years, 5 years? How long was
since 2019?
I don't think it's going anywhere.
2020.
Yeah. This is a permanent thing now. The bloodline runs WWE. The Rock is the head of the snake, man. It's not. This is what it is. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Yeah, Jacob. They got rid of Tonga because he's a sad case. Unfortunately, they got rid of him before. Jeff Cobb doesn't really look the part in WWE. Mid-40s, had a 1-year contract. Thank you very much for your service. We don't need you anymore moving forward. I don't think there's any malice.
He made money. He made coin. He was did what he needed to do.
Really was not related in any way. The Sons of Haku are all three of them are adopted, but they are still his children.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb was the only one, and Haku is within the bloodline family. But Jeff Cobb has no relation to any of them.
Exactly.
So
it's like if they were to put Samoa Joe in that storyline, right? It's like, yeah,
which they probably would have made if he was on the roster. They probably would have. How could you not? If he was on the roster, you can't have Samoa Joe, Samoa Bloodline happening at the same time. 8906. That just happened. Yes, AAA GM is JBL. Is it? Has it been like confirmed? Because that would actually be pretty freaking awesome.
I think, especially if you watch JPL is blah blah blah. There's a lot of people wanting JBL. There's a lot of articles about JBL, and then you know what? It's funny because if you've been watching wrestling long enough, you'll remember the whole Eddie Guerrero stuff, and that I feel like that can also like be a little something that they work into it.
Oh yeah, like he loves Eddie and his whole feud with Eddie and all that stuff, and like he always talks about
the fake heart attack.
Yeah,
onto Eddie's mom.
Yeah, good stuff. He's like, that's when he tells the story. He's like, every Guerrero can work. He's like, they wanted to kill me. She was like, and he's like, well, and I was like, I'm almost gonna die. Yeah, so that's pretty fun stuff. JBL would be a great pick. Jeff Cobb is back to Japan. That's what you think?
All right. I can see that.
Jeff Cobb to demand Lucha. It's been a long time. We'll see how much he charges. There's usually a good 6 to 8 month window where ex-WWE people are like, yeah, my rate is $6,000. And you're like,
exactly. I was going to say.
Right? Yeah, talk to you next year, Cobby. You know, it's happened to all of them. Like Lindsay Dorado, who's like one of our originals, like was hitting us with big numbers. And we were like, no, come on, Paco.
Just reading an article right now about the AAA possible names. And I know that this name is crazy. It's out there. But it's just funny that this person even justified it, and they put a Bad Bunny. This would be a pie in the sky idea. The majority of scenes would have to be filmed away from the arena due to his busy schedule, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, you know what? Anything's possible with TKO at this point.
Like Bad Bunny needs to be like a real wrestling fan, okay? Jelly Roll's doing this stuff because he loves it. He's rich enough. He doesn't care. He's, you know, this is the guy who's like stared death and right straight in the face and has come out the other side. And then like, he's like, okay, like he's living life. I don't think Bad Bunny's still like in his, like, I'm a badass, you know, I'm Bad Bunny, right? Like, I don't think he's like, you know, anyways. Yeah, Jelly Roll's a different human being. And I think he's doing it because he loves it and he doesn't need money. They're probably obviously paying him in some fashion, but like he's doing this because he wants to. Bad Bunny, I don't think he's going to be a GM. I don't think he's that committed.
No. Yeah, no, the names, look, they have Durian Roldan, Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, JBL, Vampiro, Conan, Danhausen, and Bad Bunny. Those are what this list is.
Those last 4 ain't happening.
No.
It's too bad. But Danhausen as a AAA man.
All right. Right before we go, quick question for you. Is Gunther going to dethrone Cody?
I don't know. Is Gunther going to dethrone Cody? What do you think, Boris?
I think so. I think so. Give Cody some time off in the summer. Gunther can wreck things in SmackDown for a few months. Cody comes back for War Games or something, and Gunther does whatever he needs to do on SmackDown, especially as SmackDown is going back to 2 hours in the summer, right? So I think that's a perfect little story.
If they're going to put him in this feud, they're going to have to put him over because they can't have him lose, really. Like, they're going to start taking the shine off Gunther.
This career killer, and then
Cody already beat him at Crown Jewel, right? Took that weird, like, big opulent gaudy belt.
Exactly.
So I think it would have to be Gunther over. And the scene is all weird now, how they had to switch things around, and I don't think he was meant to be there, and I think Brock retiring early really screwed with them.
I think the fact that Orton is injured, it's crazy. But yeah. Like, and then the whole Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee kind of quitting on WWE, right?
Yeah, like I don't blame McAfee. Like it went so bad. He's like, yo, this is gonna ruin the other part of my career. Like I can't be like his WWE career is over now. Like he can't like come back in 2 years and sit down beside Michael Cole, be like, hey, Michael, it's me, it's Indianapolis. Like people are gonna be like, oh, get the hell out of here. Like you ruined his career.
And that's a great point. Roman and Cody need time to do press for Street Fighter because, you know, especially with Mortal Kombat doing well, they're going to want Street Fighter to do well. So they're going to go on all of the press tours all around the world.
Mortal Kombat is doing well, and it's awesome. Street Fighter is going to be so much better. Street Fighter is like going to be like hilarious. It's going to be insane. Like movies might be back this video game movies are where it's at now. They realize with Mario and with and like Lego movies, like all these superhero movies are done. New superhero
I don't know. I don't know about Legend of Zelda though. That one should have been animated. It's a live action. I'm not sure about that.
Luckily, I have not seen anything from that movie yet. I have any visuals other than a couple pictures. So I think
that's all they've really released, and that scares me also.
Masters of the Universe is coming out this week, isn't it? Or next week?
Jared Leto as Skeletor. Yes, it's coming out very soon.
I don't know. I think it's still on the side of the fence of people aren't going to movies. I don't think that's going to bring a lot of people out, but yeah, Street Fighter is also. Like that. But I don't want to go to a theater. Who wants to go to a theater anymore? I just want to be at home. Leave me alone.
I'm over it, man. I'm over it. That has been the hour here on A Plus Wrestling, here on KPHR Hamilton, and on YouTube at Hutch Henry's. Hutch, where can we find your awesome work?
At Hutch Henry's. Go look. Go subscribe. Go do. Demand Lucha Talks. Check it out.
Any Demand Lucha shows coming up?
Yeah, I believe next Thursday. Demand Lucha and Resplendor coming in to take on Gringo Loco. Resplendor is awesome. We were just talking about him a few months ago. And then with Arez having to pull out, Jordan was like pulling the trigger. Bam. We're bringing in Resplendor. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he might take the title from Gringo Loco because things are getting very WWE around here at Demand Lucha. We might start doing some weird stuff. So come out. Check it out.
There we go. That's it. APlusProductions.com is where you can find all things about A Plus Wrestling and every other show that we talk about here. We want you to be part of the conversation. Facebook.com and search for A Plus Productions. Go to your favorite podcasting app and search for A Plus Wrestling or A Plus Productions. Hit that subscribe. Leave a review. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And on behalf of the entire A Plus family, thank you. But most importantly, stay tranquilo.